Ready to go? You happy?
Yeah.
We can actually start now. Great, thank you, because they're going to push out live on the platform. So, okay, our next speakers, do you want to put up the next speaker, please? Thank you. Ready to go, guys? So, Hannah Randles, we've been really lucky to get some sponsorship and some support from Invest Liverpool. They've been great with us in terms of thinking about how we can work together and collaborate. It's been a lovely partnership so far, and hopefully we can take it much further in the future. Of course, Liverpool want to become a great innovation hub, which it already is, bringing that community together. So I'd love to hear more about her thoughts on what Invest Liverpool will add to not just Liverpool, but the wider healthcare system. So Hannah, please, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Randles, Health and Life Sciences Sector Champion for Liverpool City Region, and I'm here today just to talk to you about the opportunity for businesses looking to inwardly invest here. So I wanted to really quickly talk to you about the history and the foundations that have been set across the city region. So we've long been known as a city that paves the way for change. Here's a few examples, and I know that Metro Mayor Steve Rotherham earlier this morning talked through a few more around the first district nurse that we had. We've got the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, which was the first in Britain when it opened. And in Speak, we housed the largest penicillin plant in the world at the time. And actually, that's continued. So in more recent times, Liverpool has played an incredible role in the fight against COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So we've supported the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID vaccine trial. We embarked on a national pilot of asymptomatic testing. And more recently, and thankfully part of the reason that we're able to be here today, is that Liverpool was part of the government's event research programme, getting things back together and back open. So why Liverpool City Region? So we have an incredible business base here, and we have some incredible assets that we're keen to share with you. So there's over 120,000 jobs in the city region that focus on the health and life sciences sector, which makes 18.5% of our workforce. So that's a significant amount. We have over 3,700 businesses, which equates to 7.1% of our business base. So again, if you are looking to move into the city region, you absolutely will not be alone. There's a fantastic network of people. I know that talent pipeline is also another key element and aspect of things that people look for when they're looking for a place to land. And actually, we've got over 23,000 students that are enrolled to health and life sciences related degrees within the city region. And we've got some other fantastic colleges, which I will touch on a little bit more in a later slide. Some of those key assets that I mentioned, and actually there isn't a slide that's big enough, I don't think, to be able to put everything on, but we have the Knowledge Quarter here in Liverpool, which is a series of different developments across the city for businesses for a whole range of different things. Within that space, we've got Science Park, we've got some of the universities, we've got some of the key hospitals in that facility too. We then move over to SciTech Daresbury, again, another science campus, and they have assets such as the Hartree Centre, which has a big focus on AI. The Virtual Engineering Centre is based there too, and again, lab space and opportunities for businesses to locate. The final thing on this slide I really wanted to touch on, and I think it's probably most relevant to this audience today, is the cluster of NHS trusts that we have. I know in previous talks, people have mentioned the difficulty of engaging NHS trusts and getting things embedded there. And actually have a great cluster locally, which means that we can support from both adoption, but also spread of adoption in that space as well. So the key organisations that will help and play that role of support as you move through. We have the Innovation Agency, and I know that Dr. Phil Jennings spoke this morning and has given you an update on what they do, but their focus is really around the connector between industry and the NHS, and feeding back the priorities of the health and care system to our local innovators to make sure that we're innovating for purpose. We then also have Liverpool Health Partners, who are the connector between academia and the NHS, so very focused around research. Again, played a fantastic role in COVID-19 and the fight against COVID-19 in those early days too. And also we have a health tech cluster. This is a unique asset led by the Science and Technology Facilities Council and the Innovation Agency too. And really it's focused around connecting innovators, stimulating innovation and tackling global challenges. And actually, it's their second birthday tomorrow, so they have an event that is taking place. So if you want to find out any more, then either head in person to our site at Daresbury stand or head over to the virtual stand too. As I mentioned earlier, talent is a key aspect, and we have some key institutions here in the City region, both from a university level, but also from a college level as well. So we're home to the UK's first dedicated digital academy at the City of Liverpool College, and we're home to the UK's first university technical college that specialises in life sciences. Alongside that, we've got, as you can see at the bottom, a whole host of other organisations. And I think the key to this is collaboration. They're always incredibly keen to engage with industry and understand industry needs in order to create the right talent pipeline for the future. On the theme of collaboration, and I don't have enough time to do all of this justice, so please do come find me if you want to find out any more. I just wanted to give a few examples of the type of collaboration that happens within the City region. So we have a programme called Liverpool 5G Create, which is very much about developing an independent 5G network for the benefit of those populations where they can't access certain data and certain services. So that's a fantastic project. Its first phase was so successful that they got further funding, so that continues. We've got, again, the Innovation Agency, so they've worked with some local partners, the Hartree Centre, Liverpool CCG, and the University of Liverpool, around predicting the risk of admission to hospital. We've got 3D Life Prints, who are a local SME based in the City region, and they're actually based within the Innovation Hub at Alderhay. So a really great example of collaboration in that space. I know that Janet Hemingway talked this morning about ICON, the Infection Innovation Consortium, and what this really showcases is our ability to engage wider than just the Liverpool City region. So this is a collaboration with Cheshire and Warrington too, and again, by doing that, we can leverage further funding for the benefit of the City region. We've got the Civic Data Cooperative, which is just starting to get up and running, which is very much about collection of data and using that for the benefit, again, making sure that our innovations are fit for purpose and actually helping to support patient outcomes and help them to improve. And then finally, we've got Liverpool Ventures, which is an up-and-coming project within the City region. The big focus here will be driving commercialisation and innovation. It will be an incubator that's established, and there will be an associated health and life sciences challenge fund that sits alongside that too. I've touched briefly on some of these areas. These are the key spaces if you are looking to move into the City region that we would suggest that you locate. We've got the Heath, we've got Site at Daresbury, and we've got Knowledge Quarter. All have their own unique, fantastic assets. And what I would encourage, so we have Site at Daresbury and we have Knowledge Quarter here today. So please go join them on their stand, find out more information about them, whether that's in person or whether that's via the virtual platform. And then finally, the last slide that I'll leave you with, which is probably the most important for any business looking to start up, is funding. So we have a range of soft landing packages that are available. Again, please go find our stand and we can give you much more information around that. We have an inward investment facilitation fund, which is unique to the City region and is an offer to SMEs to help them get started as they move into the space. And finally, we have the Future Innovation Fund. So once businesses land here, this is an opportunity for our businesses to find grant funding that will support them going forwards. That was a whistle-stop tour of the offer of Liverpool City region. So please do come find us on our stand, and if you'd like any more information, then head to investliverpool.com. Thank you.
Ask a couple of questions?
Yeah, of course.
Is that right? Because we've got a few minutes. So first of all, what kind of investments are you putting in? Is it across, I mean, how big is the budget that you have? I mean, can you share some information?
I don't know how much I can share. We have a whole range of different businesses. So there's some examples of SMEs, local SMEs who've moved into the City region. We also have some pots of funding that can support large organisations as they move through too. So it really is a complete variation.
Okay. And is it like an equity sharing scheme? Or what are you offering actually?
It depends on the scheme. So some of it will be grant. Some of it might be loan funding that goes through as well. And then with the likes of Liverpool Ventures, as we mentioned previously, that really will give an opportunity for a seed fund, which will then move through to sort of investment, equity investment, that side of things.
Sounds great. And with our community at Giant, obviously we have a large community of 200,000 people on our kind of database. How do we help you? What can we do with you and help you? What are your kind of thoughts?
I think help us amplify the message. Firstly, we'd love for people to come to Liverpool because I think once you've been, it's hard to not remember that you've been here, preferably on a sunny day as well. That always helps. But we have some fantastic culture. It's a great place to be. It's a really collaborative atmosphere. So I think what I would say is we would love people to get in touch and engage with us and see how we can help and support them and become a key part of that Giant network.
No, that's great. I think that kind of what I'm getting the impression of this whole day, and I've been here in Liverpool a couple of times before, is that you're really forward thinking as a city.
Yeah.
You've got support from the local government, from the mayor, also all the agencies seem to be more connected than other places I've come across. And how does that come about where you seem to have this top-down approach where people are now connecting almost in unity? How does that come about?
Yeah, I think there's some of it that's driven through policy. So like you say, via our Metro Mayor, he's very open to talk about and hear really from industry and from the people and businesses themselves at what they need. I think we also have some fantastic people that work across health and life sciences, and I guess it goes much further than just health and life sciences. We've got cross-sector collaboration, so we work in partnership with sort of manufacturing, digital and creative, and it's just a great place to be. People want to help each other, people want to get involved, and so you'll find that you'll strike up a conversation, and probably by the end of it, you've agreed and you're in some kind of collaboration or partnership.
And what's the level of digital maturity in Liverpool at the moment?
So we actually have a new project that is being worked through at the moment, which is a fibre network that will massively increase the opportunities for both local businesses, but people who are here in the city region as well. And that is leveraged funding through the Combined Authority and some private investment, and that's an ongoing process. So over the next couple of years, we'll start to see that come to fruition.
Great. And the 5G is always interesting. Obviously, I work as the Vodafone Connected Health Ambassador, so I have to mention 5G.
Yeah.
What's your vision around 5G? Because obviously it has a huge potential, but also there's barriers, of course. Yeah,
definitely. I think one of the big drivers in the city region is that digital inclusion and making sure that we have some really deprived places in the city region. We want to make sure that we can get out to those places in terms of education, health, social care, and support them. And so that's a key driver as we move forwards for us to be able to take that project forward.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Big up for Liverpool.